I standing amongst my belts and ties? Because it's early. My wife is asleep right out there, but it's time for some Motivation Monday! That's right, it is time to get out and make something happen. Now, not tomorrow, now. It's time to get off the couch. That's what today's episode is about, because I believe if you can make something happen physically early in the morning, early in the day, early in your week, Monday ideally, the dominoes just start falling into place. You'll have more energy, you'll have more power, you'll be more alert mentally. Good things will happen if you invest in yourself first and just get out there. But it takes some willpower, man. Where does that come from? What are the tactics we can use to actually pull ourselves out of that cozy bed? Trust me, it's tough. So that's what today's episode is about. It's gonna be a tough one. I'm gonna go do a mile and we'll pick up from there. There's no day of the week more important than Monday to get motivated. And we all need it, trust me. I don't care if you're a millionaire, billionaire, entrepreneur, or wage worker. You know what? It is tough to get out of bed sometimes and go make it happen. Some people, I think they naturally love working out, you know? And look, all of us know, I think deep down, that the physical absolutely is connected to the spiritual, the emotional, the psyche, the mental. We know this, it's all connected. And I'll talk more about that in some other, episode. But today we're gonna talk about just getting off the couch. I think that's an appropriate place to start for this particular vlog, right? That's what we're doing here. And believe me, there are many Mondays that I have failed to do so. And that is the day that matters, because we've all been there. Once you do it, that first day, the rest of the week becomes so much easier. It's so weird. And you have so much more energy. It's so backwards, right? You go work out and you come back and you go to work and you have more energy, even though you've been expending energy all morning. So, it's easy to say, but how do you do it, right? And I'm gonna start at a place that I very much believe in, a Shawnism that I've preached for actually a very long time. Talk about talking big, right? It's like this, again, take this vlog at the meta level. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, man. I'm walking down the street holding up a phone, walking through the airport holding up a phone, talking, my friends see this, my parents see that. What I got, like, 12 views on YouTube, who knows? But you know what? I'm not hiding it. I'm putting it out on social. I'm talking about what I'm doing, and we'll see. We'll see what happens, right? But the first thing, man, if you talk big and let people know what you're going to do, let people know what you're doing, even when it's small and embarrassing. I couldn't be ashamed of the giant beanbag company that I was not going to start, that I had started, right? And it was kind of embarrassing. I hate to say that, but I had to put on the t-shirt and just say, no, it's not a stupid idea. This is the future. This is what I'm doing. And you know what? Someday you'll see there are going to be Lovesacs in houses everywhere. And it has blown my mind that actually happened. What we put out into the world, just as what we do, right? Yesterday's topic on Spiritual Sunday, do good and good will come back to you. Well, you know what? Talk big and big will come back to you. But how about as a start, you just get off the couch, you get out of bed on a Monday, every Monday, and you go work out and you do it early. Because man, for those of you who are able to do that, you are ahead of probably, 80-90% of the world. It may seem like everybody's working out, it may seem like everybody's fit. They're not. It may seem like everybody else loves to do it. It may seem like everybody else has no problem, doing this. They do. Everybody's a poser. And maybe not. I think some people legitimately do love, I love how I feel. Don't get me wrong, I love how I feel after I work out. I love what it does to me. But man, I hate it. I hate getting out of bed. I hate actually working out until about 10 minutes into it. Now I love it. I mean, look at these views. You see the sunrise. I'm blessed to live in Connecticut, probably one of the most beautiful states in the United States. It's a cool place. I grew up in Salt Lake City, but this is a pretty cool spot, and I love it. And you know, find somewhere beautiful to go run, find somewhere ugly to go run, go lift some weights, go ride a bike, I don't know, do whatever you want to do. Who cares? The point is, get your blood moving. We'll talk more about physiology as we proceed, but for a minute, I gotta go run some more. Getting off the couch on Mondays, getting out of bed. Easy to say, harder to do. Let me make a point though. You've got to not just have the strategy and not just have the hope and the intention. You gotta have the tactics, the means in order to do this. So see this, hear this? Hold on, I want you to hear this. That is the sound of my third alarm going off. I beat it today. Often I make it to my third alarm before I finally drag my butt out of bed, but today, maybe thanks to the daylight savings rollback, I made it. Now, again, I got three tactics I want to talk about to help us do better getting off the couch, getting out, getting motivated on Mondays, working out. But before I do, let's talk about motivation itself. What is your motive? What is your motivation? Right? And there can be lots of things. And by the way, there's no right answer to this. Let me pick one that's really crass. See this? That is where I slip my boat. Yeah, I have a boat. And before you judge, I want you to understand something. It's a 1990 Mastercraft that we use to go wakeboarding, surfing, skiing, tubing. On my best days, I'm getting out of bed at 5 a.m. rolling over here 5 minutes from my house, and we go out before work. And it is honestly, it has been one of my dreams in life to be able to do that. No joke. Now, you might think I'm shallow. You might think there could be higher aspirations than that, and there are. And that's not my top aspiration in life, but it's something from the time I was an early teenager I wanted to do. I bought my first boat at 17 years old because I worked 2 jobs at least. And I worked hard, you know, minimum wage, a little more sometimes. I worked for my parents, fixing up their apartments. And I so wanted the freedom, you know, of being the captain, so to speak, you know, going whenever I wanted to go, that I invested in my first 1972 Lone Star when I was 17 years old. Fixed it up, restored it. Same thing with this Mastercraft I own now out here. Fixed it up myself, restored it, a couple years of work into it. And it's, you know, it does the job. It does the job of a boat that might be 150 grand today. And I was able to basically buy it on Craigslist. So look, whether it's material things that motivate you, whether you're shallow and, you know, whatever like me, or whether it's higher purposes, whether, of course, my top motivation, my family. I mean, I have to be an earner. I have 4 children and a beautiful wife who is such an amazing wife, such an amazing mother. All I want her to be able to do is spend all the time that she's willing to just continuing to be an awesome mom. I mean, that's the investment. So we work, I work, we get out of bed. So what's this about working out? Look, it's all connected. You've got to be physical in order to be intellectually capable. You've got to have your body and mind and heart in sync. And so let's talk about 3 tactics. Number 1, talk big to others. Number 2, talk big to yourself. And number 3, have faith. Okay? Let's unpack all 3 of those, starting with talking big to others. We already addressed it earlier. But look, the beauty of this vlog, if you're watching it, is that Monday's already over. And now you've got a week, if you want, to be, you know, casually telling others that you're about to start some new workout scheme. By the way, by others, I mean even just your wife, your husband, your kid, your friend, your best friend. Just by opening your mouth, you cannot underestimate the power of committing yourself verbally. It is so powerful. And it's not because of what they think. It's not because of how they actually perceive it. It's because of the psychological nature of commitment, right? So when I put it out there and I say, hey, on Monday, or by the way, if you want, just even better, just start tomorrow, Tuesday. Tuesday's the new Monday, right? I am waking up at some ridiculous hour and I'm going to work out. Commit yourself like that. And that's the first tactic. Just say it. I know you probably don't believe me because it sounds too simple, but I promise you, I've spent my life doing it. I've told people all kinds of silly things I'm going to do, including, you know, starting a big beanbag company. And many of them I've probably fallen short of, but many have stuck. And it's brought me some success. So, number 2, talk big to yourself. Okay, we'll unpack this more on one of these Textbook Tuesday sessions. Psycho-Cybernetics, one of my favorite books of all time. Maxwell Maltz. Okay, I mean, you've got to find this book. I've been through it twice, and I still can't take it all in. Psycho-Cybernetics postulates that the human brain is one big goal-seeking machine. So in other words, you put a goal inside your brain, you convince yourself, you convince your psyche as to what it is. You build a self-image. In other words, I am the kind of person who, it could be anything, by the way, doesn't drink, doesn't swear, doesn't gamble, doesn't speak ill of others, right? And you do this on a repeated basis, and you are able to change the makeup of your own psychology. Well, use it for anything, and convince yourself that you are the kind of person who gets out of bed early, gets out, moves, works out, and makes it happen. And before you know it, your own brain will be, as Maxwell Maltz says, a goal-seeking machine. Your own brain will propel you out of bed because that's the kind of person you are. You will live up to the self-image you create because you are a winner. You make things happen. You're a get off the couch kind of person. All right, number 3, right? We had talk big to others, talk big to yourself. You may not believe me, by the way. It seems so silly. But I'm telling you, you've got to convince yourself that you are the kind of person who works out, gets fit, who loses a pound or 2 every day. And man, we'll see if it doesn't happen. Number 3, you gotta have faith. And this is where it comes back to the good old alarm clock, right? As the good book says, faith without works is dead. You can't just hope you're gonna wake up. You have to take the steps. So I set 3 alarms on 2 different phones. And I leave no room for excuse. Of course, even then, I make them. I've been there, I've snoozed through all 3, but by and large, that doesn't happen because I have faith. And this is where you gotta dig deep. You know, you're laying there in bed, your mind is foggy, you're barely working, it's trying to convince you. Trust me, the natural man will try to convince you that you don't need to do it, that you don't want it. And in those moments of weakness, whether it be late at night, when you want to eat something terrible or do something terrible, whether it be early in the morning when you just want to be cozy in your bed, the natural man will fight you, and you have to fight that. And just remember, right? Remember. Remember this little nugget. If I can just get 10 minutes into it, I will love it. And that's the faith you gotta have. If I can just, on a Monday especially, get out of bed, but every day, early, and get moving, get my body flowing, I will have more energy, I will be more alert, I will be more capable, and I will be that much more a winner. Now trust me, I am not naturally built this way. It's embarrassing. I know there are people that are. They just love it and wish they had more time in their life to do physical things to make it happen. But all of this, man, it's just building up one giant top. For those of us who are weak, like me, and need the motivation, it's a muscle. And the more you exercise that muscle, the stronger you get. Willpower has been proven. Now, just Google it. Willpower, the science of willpower. Or Google willpower as a muscle. And it's amazing the amount of work that's been put into researching this. And that's why we often make mistakes late at night of every kind. And you know what I'm talking about. Because our willpower breaks down throughout the day. That's why, it's best to, I'm not gonna go into willpower because I could go on for an hour. But the bottom line is, the more, if you're able to just on a Monday morning or any morning, have the willpower and have a little bit of faith when that alarm rings to just, because you're not gonna want to dig deep and just get off the couch, just get out of bed. You actually have flexed that muscle already. By the time you're standing up and stumbling down to the bathroom to put on your gear like I do, your Roan gear, it's my buddy's company, it's amazing. Roan, R-H-O-N-E, check it out. By the time you've done that, you've already flexed that muscle. By the time you're out the door, you're well into it, and 10 minutes into it, you're gonna feel amazing, and you're gonna have more energy, and you're gonna crush it all day! I have got a board meeting today. I have got, meeting after meeting after meeting, most importantly with my board of directors. Things are things are crazy at Lovesac right now. I won't get into it at this moment. But I've got a long day ahead of me, ending with a very important friend coming over to discuss something personal he hasn't told me. And I've got to be on point. I owe it to my company, my investors, I owe it to my family, I owe it to my friends, I'm my friend in this case, to be my best self. And it begins by getting off the couch or getting out of bed and making it happen. So do it now! Let's go! Woo! Let's have a great week. It's about working out, but it's not just working out, it's about a whole morning routine. You've got to have a routine. But does it begin with the physical or the mental or the spiritual? Take your pick, right? But in my opinion, it's got to begin with the physical, because it's all connected. And like it or not, our brains are trapped inside of a physical body, at least here in this life on this earth. So we'll save that for Spiritual Sunday. It's got to begin with physical. And that's why what I do is, I hate running, but if I got to do something, I've grown to love running in the outdoors around my house. I come here to this park, I run around, get, usually 4 or 5 miles in. It takes me a little bit less than an hour to do all this, and then I come over to this jungle gym, play around a little bit, go down the slide. Just kidding. I do some pull-ups right here, and it's such a testimony to the muscles that we can build, not just in our bodies, but our mental muscles, the get off the couch muscles. When I started doing pull-ups right here, embarrassingly, I could do 8, and now I'm up to 18. And look, I'm not going to win any competitions, and I'm never going to do a triathlon. Ever. Okay, I shouldn't say stuff like that, right? Super not motivating, but not my thing. I did a Spartan race totally cold, no prep. Not my favorite day. I do sit-ups right here. Look, we all live within running distance of a school or a park or something, right? It's the law, our children have to go there. So go find one. And you know what, when it's cold or when that doesn't work out, I'll get on a treadmill. We got an inexpensive treadmill at my house. It's amazing. Go through the Apple TV, watch something dumb, or better yet, I've got an amazing setup where I'm able to put my laptop. I bought a specific one that would allow for my laptop to sit there right on the dashboard in front of me. I actually Apple TV it to a screen that I mounted on the wall, and $129 flat screen from Best Buy. And now I can actually read while I'm on the treadmill. It has changed my life. I get my reading time in, I get my TED Talk time in, I get my personal motivation. And that leads us to your whole morning routine, right? So it's not just about working out, it's about having a whole routine. So what do? You know what I've grown to love? I cannot believe how much free content there is out there like this. And look, who am I? I'm some scrub, right? But it can be inspiring to just hear other people talk about what they're doing and their methods for doing it. So I listen to podcasts endlessly, and it's made it so I could run miles and I run out of time, not because I like running. I hate running, to be honest. I love the way I feel afterwards, but I hate it. I do it because I'm able, honestly, I do it for the time I get to educate and uplift myself, usually through podcasts, but sometimes through YouTube videos. I don't even watch them, I just listen to them. You could just be listening to this. This might as well be a podcast. It's all free. I mean, you can subscribe to some, but like this, it's all free. So some of my favorites, I just listened to this really cheesy #1 motivational show. I mean, just this morning, Sam Crowley, okay? He has the Every Day is Saturday podcast, where we're gonna burn. Anyway, you'll see if you check it out. He's worse than I am. If you think I'm, a crazy person. Anyway, Tim Ferriss, Brian Buffini, of course the Zig Ziglar, I think it's now called, I don't know, get in there, search Zig Ziglar. They just changed the name of it because the rights to Zig. Anyway, Zig is like the #1 motivational guy forever. And I'll tell you, man, I hate to say it, Tony Robbins, and I'm gonna leave this segment with this thought from Tony. He covered something the other day in one of his podcasts that has just really stuck with me, really stuck, and I want to pass it on to you. He said, someone asked him, hey, do you ever just have a bad day? A day where you just can't get off the couch? And Tony said, no. He said, I don't. He said, I've had some bad hours, I've had some bad moments. He said, if I ever find myself just not living up to my potential, I am not going to allow myself to have a bad day. He said, what I do is I change my physiology. He actually travels around with a little trampoline, like the kind we grew up on. And he will jump up and down on that thing. And he calls it, I don't know, man. He gets into phlegm and how your body has something like, by weight, it has something like 5 times the phlegm that it does blood. I don't know. I'm making this up. That's what I heard. Something like that. And basically, by jumping up and down, running will do it too, and shaking it out, it completely changes the physiology of your body. And it's true, right? So if you're ever having a moment, a day, a morning, an afternoon, where you're just not your best self, you gotta just have a little bit of motivation, right? You gotta have some of the mental faith to get out and do it. You gotta mentally be able to recognize it. But just force yourself to go change your physiology. Go take a walk. Go take a long, fast walk outside your office. Find a corner where no one's looking. Jump up and down. Shake it out for a long time until your calves are burning, and then go back and you will be a new you. But start by getting off the couch in the morning and making it happen. Mommy! Yeah, you were yelling at me through this window out there.
Did you see me?
What?
Did you see me?
How do you guys expect me to get any work done?
Now you are making a video.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
What?
Yeah, you are.
Want to be in it? Say hello!
Hello! Hello!
Say have a great day, everybody!
Have a great day, everybody!
Oh, we will not show mommy.
Yeah, show her.
No, she doesn't want to be shown.
Yeah,
Dude, I will shut your vlog down forever.
Get your body moving, get your body moving. Yeah, there's some Monday motivation for you. Luke's waiting for us. Lewis, thank you.
Good morning.
Lucky, run. Love you.
Love you.
Mwah. Go, go, go. We stopped traffic. Run, run, Lucky, run. Oh my gosh. Thanks for waiting, Lewis. Oh, my life. And here we go. Oh yeah. It's gonna be one of those. We all gotta do it. Look at all these beautiful people. What's going on?
Hey, we all made
Ready
plans.
to get famous? What?
3 channels made plans.
That is momentous for this year, let's be honest. It's a good week, it's a good day. Charlie's getting famous. And Jack.
Working away.
A little journey radio to kick the day off here at Lovesac HQ. It's easy to get motivated when you're sitting in Sactionals all day. I know. It's a blessed place. Let me introduce you to the top team at Lovesac. Ryan, 8 years, is it?
Yeah.
Jack just lapped his first year a little while ago, kicking some butt.
7 gerbil years.
7 years in gerbil term. I think it's like 17, 70, who knows. But we trap ourselves in this room and try and get something productive done. Let's talk about our M&M tradition here at Lovesac. So, like Pavlov's dog, on Monday mornings, when we hear the M&Ms of various sizes and shapes drop into the bucket, facilitated by our lovely Doreen, then we know we've made plans. See that? The rest of the weeks we go hungry. There are no M&Ms in the bucket, and it makes us sad. It is a sad day. And you may have visions of what a board meeting might look like. Whether you're impressed or not, this is what it looks like at Lovesac. We're about to get started with our illustrious board in our boardroom of sorts with Sactionals and make some serious business decisions. So this episode is all about physical activity, getting off the couch, moving, shaking, right? Jump up and down, go get that, according to Tony Robbins, go get your phlegm moving in your body, you know, just leave the office, right? Take a phone call, go get your blood flowing. Do it now. Get off the couch, make it happen. Oh, long day of meetings, meet the happiest person at Lovesac.
Oh no!
No?
No!
No?
Yes!
You don't want to make the vlog? Oh my gosh. Board meeting followed by who knows what that was, but charging it hard. Leona! Love you. Actually, Steve Jobs is famous for taking walks. He had all of his most important conversations on long walks. It's a cool habit. Get moving. Oh, winter. We end the day as we began, in the dark. Can't stand daylight savings. If I were to run for president, my whole platform would be to eliminate daylight savings. Anyway, vote tomorrow on that note. Do your part as a citizen. Take part in it. Vote for whoever you want or whoever you don't want. And let me just leave you with this on Motivation Monday. Remember, there are 3 things that I recommend you do to get yourself motivated. Number 1, talk big. Talk to others. Put it out there. You want to start a vlog? Tell people you're going to start a vlog. You want to work out every day this week? Tell people, I'm going to work out every day this week. This month, I'm going to drop 10 pounds in the next 30 days. Put it out there and then live to it. You will be amazed how committed you'll be. 2, talk to yourself. Talk big to yourself. Convince your self-image, your subconscious, that you are the kind of person that wakes up, works out, makes it happen, and the dominoes will all start falling into place as you do. Number 3, have a little bit of faith. Just a little bit of faith that, man, when you're laying there and it's warm and cozy in your bed, a little bit of faith that if I could just get out there 15 minutes into this run, workout, whatever it is you're gonna do, I am gonna feel amazing, and I'm gonna wonder how I could ever have thought of staying in bed and feeling like a slug all day, because I feel pretty amazing. I have done, let's see, check out my pedometer, 13,000 plus steps today. It's 5 miles before work, a couple miles since, walking around, feeling energized, and had a fantastic board meeting, a fantastic investor meeting after that. That's my day. Love you. Thanks for your support. Subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching this on Facebook, I could really use your support building this on YouTube. Share it out. My goal is just to inspire people to get off the couch and go make things happen, because that's what's worked for me, at least thus far. And I believe it is a key to being successful. Love you. Appreciate you. Get off the couch and go make it happen. Right now. Now. Now.
I want some pomegranate, please. Daddy, can I have some pomegranate? Good job, Patrick. Good job. Hey, I want some sugar. Can you share that with me?
And that makes it all worth it. There's my motivation.